Hey guys, I'm Jonathan Kershaw, aka Framerate.
And I'm Timothy Cass, aka Silver Pipes.
And we're doing just a quick behind the scenes video for you guys. This is going directly out to the people who donated to our Kickstarter. We wanted to prove to you guys that we are on the ball and we know what we're doing and we're properly equipped to film this documentary. So we're going to show off some of the tools that we've had since, before we came up with this idea, and then we're going to show you some of the stuff that we have acquired to make this documentary more professional, thanks to you guys. We didn't spend any of the Kickstarter money on new equipment, but we did spend money that we had been saving for the trip on this equipment because we no longer have to worry about paying for the trip because of your generosity and your passion for our idea and for My Little Pony. So anyway, we're going to start off real quick with Silver Pipes gear, and then we're going to move on to my gear, and then we're going to talk a little bit about our techniques and how we're going to use them. Okay?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Silver Pipes. You're watching me. I have got a bunch of equipment to take with us that I've had since before this. This is my Nikon D3100 DSLR camera. I'll be using it for the close-ups of the interviews. As you can see here, I have the typical 55mm lens with, of course, my circular polarizer and my ultraviolet filters because I like to make colors pop. We got my Targus tripod that I've had for about 3 years now, and this thing is extremely faithful. It may look a little flimsy, but she holds true. I've taken it to the mountains with me. Now right here's what we're going to be using for the interviews with our boom mic crew. This is a quick lock microphone setup I bought for about $60 over at Hastings about a year ago. And of course, John has been so kind as to lend me his microphone for these interviews. This thing is not going to sit on the ground. We will be having a film crew, of course, holding it up by the bottom. And as you can see, thin material, lightweight metal, easy to hold up, easy to hold for a long period of time.
Who's going to be our gaffer?
And we have Mr. Robert Shy from California as the boom mic crew. Thank you so much for volunteering, Robert Shy.
Oh, and also Michaela.
And also Michaela. She's awesome. And of course, the coup de grace right here. We have my Mackie 402 VLZ3 premium mic line mixer that we'll be using for recording. And inside this box we have all of the assorted cords, so you can see all those cords. Now in order to record, we're going to have this hooked up right to a computer with recording software hooked up via... not that one, aha! Via this very expensive and quite hard to find cord that I got at a store here for about $60. Now what this does is this will hook up to our audio mixer, and while we're recording straight from the microphone for the interview, it will listen a line right into the computer. That way we don't have to rely purely on the film sound system. If it's, we'll pick which one's better, stuff like that. And for the most part, that's all I got. I got, my ponies bringing with me. Maybe I'll bring a few more pieces. I'm building a couple rigs for the GoPro cam. Other than that, this is what I got. Just the bare bones of what we're going to need for this documentary.
Hey, Framerate here. Okay, so I'm going to be the principal primary videographer, camera operator for this documentary. Most of the filming is going to be done on this baby right here. This is a Canon HFS10 8-megapixel camera. It shoots 24 frames a second. We're going to try to shoot the entire documentary in 24 frames a second to give it that cinematic look. Tim's camera also shoots in 24 frames a second, thank God.
Yep.
So, anyway, we have a couple of new things here. I've had this camera for about 8 months now, and I've also been able to add on to it. Got a couple of new lenses, wide-angle lenses, telephoto lenses, so we'll be able to get every possible angle and view of the convention floor and all the action that's happening. This camera shoots very crisp, clean video, so it's going to look professional, and it's going to be high definition and all that. I recently picked up this shoulder rig right here. This is a Cowboy Studios, I believe, shoulder rig, shoulder mount. Allows me to wear the camera as if it were a rifle or something like that, and it allows me to hold the camera very steadily without having to rely on a tripod. Sometimes a tripod can get in your way, it can be too cumbersome, and I prefer to shoot handheld. It's much more flexible, so I love this rig. It's very fantastic, and thanks to you guys I was able to afford it. So there's that. Next thing for our interviews, we're going to be shooting on this tripod right here, this is the tripod that I use to film my news stories. It's not mine. I wish it was mine, but it's a very expensive speed balance tripod made by Sachtler. German company. It's German, so you know it's well made. Well, they know how to engineer stuff. But I'm actually able to attach my camera directly on there with the shoulder rig, so that is fantastic. And so we'll be conducting interviews with the musical artists and hopefully voice actors and anybody else who is involved with that. Also, we don't have them here, but I actually managed to pick up a couple of studio lights, well, at least one studio light, so there is that. We will have excellent lighting, as well as a tripod dolly. Now this tripod dolly attaches directly to my tripod here, so we'll be able to do some excellent smooth shots, and so excellent smooth dolly shots, and it's very exciting that we have access to this kind of thing. And of course, my camera will be using another high quality shotgun mic. That one is borrowed, but the point is that we have access to all this excellent equipment to film the documentary, and here in a minute I'm going to show you what sort of equipment that we have for post-production, editing and all that. So, but as far as filming the documentary, this is what we're working with, and it's turning out to be quite a production. Now on to post-production. First of all, I want to apologize for the state of this room. It's very messy. I have a lot of projects going on, and none of them involve cleaning up after myself. So, but anyway, after we get back from Everfree, we're going to be loading up all the footage here into my Hackintosh. This is a computer I built at $700 worth of parts last year, but it performance-wise, it matches a Mac Pro that would have cost in the thousands. So anyway, I use Final Cut Pro because it's what I learned on doing the news stations. Silver Pipes is going to be doing some really cool CGs at the bottom for each person that we interview. That should be really cool. We'll show some of that in the video. Yeah, we're just going to be filming the entire thing in 24 frames a second. It's going to look very cinematic, and yeah, that's it. We got some good hardware for post-production.